No time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life, you better do the damn thing right.
Welcome back to the ShoeBenderPod podcast, guys. I'm so glad to have you guys back. Man, before we dive any deeper into this episode, just because I'm so excited about it, if I could get you guys to subscribe, like, and comment. I'm really trying to build this algorithm up and get, into the bigger communities to make a big community. I've been telling you guys this over and over again. I want to make a nothing but all positive vibes community and just have a good time talking about sports. And with that being said, I'm so happy, guys, that the Lake Show was able to close that 7th seed out last night. Because, man, it was a really close game. And a lot closer than I wanted it to be. I'm pretty sure any fan wanted it to be. The first quarter, we started off really slow. I mean, I think we were 2 for 11 at one point. In the second quarter, we definitely picked it up a little bit more and was able to chip into the lead. It definitely was. It's a playoff game basically already. All these playing games, they're playoff games already. And if anything, they have more on the line because for some of these teams is do or die. Like, you lose, you're done. No, you actually have to lose twice, I believe, unless you're the 10th seed. I think if you're the 10th seed and you lose, you're straight up out. I forget how that works, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But yeah, it was a great game. It was a playoff game. Yeah, it was sloppy. Did we get lucky that Anthony Edwards wasn't really being himself at all last night? Yes, we did, because if he literally would have just scored six more points, they would have won that game. In the before overtime. But both teams played very, very, very sloppy. Lots of turnovers, especially it literally seemed like any time the Lakers drove down the lane, it didn't matter who it was from I don't know why the heck I just brain farted. But I don't care who it was from I don't know why am I brain farting right now. I literally just brain farted hella crazy. Who the hell did we play yesterday? No manches, guys. I'm so sorry, but I literally just brain farted. Oh yeah, the Wolves. My bad, the Wolves. Wow, that was bad. I don't know how in the heck I brain farted that bad, but I did. But yeah, it's like it didn't matter which Wolves player was in the lane, they were able to strip us. Like, no matter what, the ball kept on just getting stripped and stripped and stripped. It's like, gosh damn, can we protect this ball? Like, literally any time we go, we're so reckless. Well, at least last night, we were so reckless when we were driving down the lane. Like, yeah, it was cool that we were driving down the lane and crashing everything, but it's like, dude, control the ball. Like, you had these guys get 15 steals, literally just sticking their hand out. Like, they weren't even playing good defense. But yeah, that you had that going on. People keep on saying that Karl Anthony Towns was in foul trouble. So was LeBron. LeBron had 5 fouls in the fourth quarter going into the overtime as well. Big deal, man. But there was a lot of things too. Like, I was watching the after the post game when Shaq and Charles Barkley and all them were talking about it, and I was seeing it during the game too, and I really didn't see why. Obviously, I was super glad that he didn't do it because that definitely would have not helped my team. But Karl Anthony Towns, bro, it's like, how are you not taking advantage of some of these matchups? There was a lot of times where they got the pick and roll and they got the matchup that they wanted, which was literally a smaller guy on Anthony Towns. And not once did this guy fight for position down low, and not once did the team look for him down low. Like, it's so weird to me. It's like, bro, you had Dennis Schroeder on you a lot of the game because we literally were switching everything. Obviously, we're getting ready to play the Warriors or something, or I feel like that's who the Lakers feel like they're going to run into. Because that's how you play the Warriors. You have to switch everything. It doesn't matter. You can't play man-to-man against the Warriors. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty crazy. Like, how we were just switching everything. And honestly, it really helped out the the Wolves last night, because you had Mike Conley, who was like literally on fire, didn't miss any shots. Prince was making shots, 3-pointers. Um, there was just stuff that shouldn't have been happening without what's happening. Lakers turning the ball over that many times. We should not be turning the ball over that many times. We shouldn't be getting the ball stripped out like that, attacking the rim like that. These are just things that obviously are fixable. Nothing was alarming about last night. If it alarms you, it's because you haven't been watching the Lakers. That's how I know that someone hasn't been watching the Lakers. If they were freaking out like, oh, you guys barely went past, or you guys barely got past the Wolves. It's like, that's fine, man. That's totally fine, because like, or the overall performance, we've been playing really good basketball. We're gonna have games like this. It's the playoffs. Like, playoff games aren't decided by getting dominated. Like, they're really close. Every playoff game pretty much comes down to the wire. It doesn't matter how far you're behind in the playoffs, you can always come back. I've seen it happen so many times. Like, it doesn't surprise me anymore, and I don't leave it out. That's why when the Lakers got down by like 20, almost 30 points, I wasn't tripping, because in today's NBA, like a 30-point lead, I know it sounds crazy to say, but it is not safe in the NBA nowadays. A 30-point lead is basically like a 15-point lead nowadays. Like, I see teams come back. I mean, the Lakers literally did it last night. Literally the Wolves just could not make anything in the third quarter, and that was our chance to pounce back and cut in that lead, and that's what happened. At the beginning of the third quarter, it kind of sucked because, I mean, neither team was making anything, and gosh damn, DeMar DeRozan just came down the lane and yeeted it right now, boys. I'm watching the plane right now as I do this. And yeah, DeMar DeRozan just came down the lane and yeeted on it. He's back in Toronto, by the way, which I don't know how in the hell I did not catch that on the last podcast I did. This is a massive game for him. He's definitely coming out to wanting to beat this team. I mean, it's literally the team that traded you, say you weren't good enough, and then they ended up winning it the year after they traded you. That's not good. But yeah, so like, there he goes again. Ooh, I mean, he's so comfortable right now. I'm watching DeMar play right now. He's so comfortable on this court. It's really cool to see. I mean, this thing literally comes full circle. He could legit send this team home. Well, not send them home, but like really make it a lot harder, because the Toronto's a 9 seed. But yeah, guys, back to the other game. Yeah, just, I'm not worried about it, but then again, like, like having those kind of like mistakes, like what we had at the very end of the game when AD fouled Conley, it's like, dude, you cannot be making plays like that, bro. Like, you can't. Those are the boneheaded type of plays that lose you games. Like, literally, AD didn't even have to try to like block his shot. Dude hit the side of the backboard. I mean, he had a clean shot. He should have had a way better shot than that. But it was that presence of mind of seeing big ass AD who's like 7'8" running at you full speed. You are gonna get a little gun shy when you go shoot that shot, because you also know his defensive prowess. Like, this guy could really, like, that's what he's known for. AD's known for blocking shots. He's a really great shot blocker. So that alone was enough. But then again, you can't really blame. I mean, it's kind of like blaming KD for having his foot on the line. It's like, you can't blame these guys for having big ass feet, because that's what happened. Like, his feet, hit Conley's when his landing zone. His feet were right there, but honestly, it's because his feet were too damn big, and he ended up generating that foul. I mean, the way these refs were calling the game last night too, I mean, gosh damn, they really made it so annoying to watch this game, bro. They really did. They really, really did make it so annoying, because it seemed like any team whatever side it was getting momentum, bam, all these fouls would just start coming, boom, 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 and it just really, really slowed the game down. But that's playoff basketball, and that's why I give that's why I'm saying that the Lakers are gonna go to the championship, and they're gonna win it. Because in the playoffs, it's literally generated for LeBron's game. He controls the pace. He knows what you're gonna do at every time at certain points of the game, and he's gonna control the whole thing, and then he's gonna end up winning. He's been doing it for the last literally 12 years, 13 years. because the first time he was in Cleveland, he was just, literally just being a baller, being a basketball player and beating people. But now he's just like so dialed in. Like, I mean, you see the interviews with coaches saying that he's literally looking at players' mouths and reading what they're saying, like whatever the play call is, and then he's calling out all the audibles and everything out as that's going on. So as you could tell, that'd be extremely frustrating if you're the opponent. It's like, gosh damn, I can't even say anything because this guy's gonna say something because he's gonna see me and then he's gonna tell his whole team exactly what we're about to do. Like that's just such a dangerous person to go up against in the playoffs. And obviously, it's not even that I'm being biased. It's just like I said, we have a great defense and we even have better shooters than we had in 2020. Yeah, I know that last night it didn't show that well. Our shooting was very horrible, especially from three. But I mean, it was an off day, guys. We've had off days. It's gonna happen. But I know that since the All-Star break, we've had a lot more better shooting games than we have had bad ones. So that's why you shake games like these off. It's like, that's fine. Even if we have a bad shooting game next game. Because this next game with the Grizzlies, I don't feel like a lot of them are going to be blowouts. I feel like the only blowout we're going to see in that series is the closing game. But any other game than that, I feel like it's going to be really close. Basically what we've seen last night, it's going to come down to 3 points, 1 point. It's going to be a very, very heart-wrecking series because it's just going to be so emotional from both sides. I mean, the Grizzlies fans, yeah, even though they are barely coming into fruition and all that, they are a very diehard fan base and they legit root for their team. And I don't need to say anything about the Lake Show because we all know how they travel. I mean, they travel, man, literally globally. Like, the Lake Show is literally renowned. So, it's going to be a very, very intense. There's going to be a lot of talking shit. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. And there's going to be a lot of jawing. A lot of Macho Man shit that's going to be going on in this series, guys. Nice finish by Alex Caruso. Toronto's up right now by 5 with 6 left to go in the first quarter. But, it's just one of those things. Like I said in my previous episode, I just feel like to stop Ja Morant, it's very easy. Just clog the paint, make him shoot. You're gonna have to make the Grizzlies shoot. That's the way to beat this team. Make them 3-point shooters, or not even 3-point shooters. Just make them shoot. Don't allow anything in the lane. Just make them shoot, and that's a wrap for the Grizzlies. I honestly, literally only have them winning one game. You go ahead and, say whatever you like, but that's just what I see because I just feel like it's easy to stop Ja. And like I said, in the playoffs, once everything slows down and it's more of a half-court game and not of a fast-break game, that's what we're going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if it went 6. I really wouldn't, but I honestly just see this going 5. I feel like the Lakers really want to get this series over with. So that way they could have like that pretty much. I think they get like a 2 week, like almost a 2 weeks rest into the next round, if they sweep them. So I mean that would be massive for the Lakers. Imagine getting that amount of rest until the next round. I'm not taking nobody against the Lakers, straight up, man. You're legit gonna have to earn that shit because I know for a fact it's gonna be extremely hard, and LBJ isn't gonna allow it. We're really trying to get number 5. We really are. That one's got a trip. Is Patrick Williams, dog? What's going on right here, bro? Like, I don't know. Like, I see, because like I don't want to say anything because, well, I already said it, but like, because it could be like a medical condition too. But the homeboys literally just got it looks like a literally like a ball spot, literally just right here. It is what it is. It's a little trippy. But yeah, definitely. Lake Show ended up winning that nail biter last night. But like I said, man, that was just horrible play at the end of the game for AD. Massive clutch shot for Schroeder to tie the game. I just feel like that was so dope, and honestly huge for him and his confidence because. From what it looked like at the beginning of the game, he rolled his ankle and it didn't even look like he was gonna come back. And he ends up coming back and drops like 20. This is what I'm saying. Like, the Lakers are so deep. They got all the right players. Like, literally all the right players. Schroeder was the reason why we even cut into the deficit in the second half. He came back into the game and scored like 8 straight points. Like, literally just boom, boom, boom. And that's the stuff I'm talking about because He could do that. D'Angelo Russell could do that. Malik Beasley could do that, even though he had a horrible night shooting last night. But he could get hot. You know how 3-point shooters are, bro. Once they get hot, all they need to see is like pretty much two go down. Obviously, just one go down. But if they see two go down back to back, and they're ahead, they're making the next 20. That's just how it goes. Any shooter. But yeah, that's why I just feel like the Lakers. And then we got the defense as well with Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba. We had Double T in there now, obviously AD. That's just a great rotation for big men as well. The other game that we had last night was which was the first game actually, was the Miami Heat and the Hawks, which I actually got personally wrong. I thought the Heat were gonna win that game, and damn, they got smacked. Like straight up, like that game looked a lot closer than it should have. But watching the game from the very beginning to the end, yes, the Heat, you could tell by the score, they did cut into it and all that stuff. But never at one point in that game did you ever really feel like the Heat were gonna come back. The energy just wasn't there. You had UD yelling at these guys in the first quarter because their energy was just so trash. Like they just didn't look like they showed up to play. Like they really did, and they just showed up like it was like a regular season game. It's whatever's. Like we'll have another. We'll fight another day, pretty much. And it was just wild to me because that's not usually Miami Heat basketball culture. But yeah, it just was. It just looked horribly bad on the Heat. I mean, they shot bad. At one point, literally, Adebayo only had like 2 points, and it was like the second. It was like almost the middle of the second quarter. It's like, bro, what's going on? Trae Young just like literally just turned it up to another level. And I mean, Trae Young, I mean, he's a great showman, bro. Like he's great for the playoffs. Like he really is. And he has a great, it's a very tough matchup with the Celtics in the next round. But if you know anything about Trae Young, is that he ain't scared, and he wants all that smoke, and he wants all the attention on him, and he's gonna show out. That's Trae Young, bro. That's just what it is. What it is. Like I said, he's the closest thing to Steph that I've seen. So it doesn't surprise me when he takes over games or the stuff that he does. It's like, bro, like that's what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to do that day in and day out. But as you know, so too as shooters, sometimes you go cold, and when you go cold, you go freezing cold. But when you hot, you scorching hot. It's one of those kind of things. That's what happens when you're a shooter in the NBA. But yeah, just like I said, not like literally nowhere near in that game did you ever feel like they were gonna come back. And it was just kind of, it's kind of shitty because, I mean, you see the team they have. I mean, bro, you got Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, freaking hero. Kevin Love, bro, who's not no scrub. I mean, Kevin Love has hella playoff experience. And he barely even played. That really surprised me too. But obviously the Hawks are ready. I mean, I forget how to pronounce the kid from USC, but he's a center for the Hawks. Both centers actually, they had a great game. But this kid right here though, number 17 for the Hawks, he legit shut Bam down, bro. Like he was swatting him like crazy, literally grabbing it from the air type thing, bro. Like he came to he showed out last night. Like he put on a show and let people know, like, yo, I know Trey's here too, but I'm here as well. And it was just really cool to see that. I mean, the kid really stepped up big time. And he's a main reason why their team won the game as well. I mean, he was getting boards, he was blocking shots. But like I said, he definitely deserves a lot of praise for the defense that he did on Adebayo. But yeah, the Heat just from the get go, they just did not look like they were there to play basketball. They'll play again tomorrow night. Whoever loses out of this game plays them, I believe. So we'll see what happens there for that A seed. But yeah, I already gave my breakdown on this game. I felt like Chicago was going to win this game as well because everything that was going on with Toronto and Nick Nurse and that. But obviously they got the same. They're obviously over here playing inspired as well, and they're up almost by 10 right now on the Bulls to pretty much in this first half. Ooh, and one, baby, and one. That was a tough move by DeMar DeRozan, man. like I said, he's definitely gonna show out tonight, because it's one of those things, like he though those feelings are still so fresh because of the city, that the love that he had for the city, for the love that he had for Toronto, and the love that Toronto had for him, honestly. Um, but I'm still gonna stick with my picks. I always go down with the ship. It's one of those kind of things. I don't jump ship, man. I take my losses. You know what I'm saying? I also take my wins. So the game's still not over. There's still a lot of game left, but we'll see what happens here. The Bulls still are they are up by 10 the first quarter, basically. The first quarter isn't over, but there's literally just like a minute left. So and then after this we got the Pelicans and the Thunder. Ah, man, it's these games are good, man. These are all playoff teams. These are all teams that should have been in the playoffs. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just moved the playoffs to 10 teams instead of 8, just because that's basically what you're doing right now. Um, so that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see that. I mean, obviously the playoffs would take a lot longer. But I don't think any fan would be arguing with that. Uh, so we'll see what happens tonight with that game. I believe I chose the Pelicans to win that game. Um, just because the Thunder, I feel like they're still too young, but you never know, man. Obviously since they're so young, they have no pressure, so they could honestly be playing, very freely. I mean, I think it's his first playoff game, so I mean, this, he could definitely be like, yo, this is my chance to show everybody that, yeah, I know y'all see that I'm here, but now I'm really here, because this is where you make your name, is in the playoffs, guys. I mean, it's cool what you do in the regular season, but everybody always remembers the postseason. Everybody. Um. So yeah, I still got the Pelicans winning that one. Um. And then we'll see what happens on Friday. Because I believe there's a game either Friday. I think both the games are Friday night, or there's one tomorrow and then one on Friday. I don't know how the NBA is deciding to do this, but I do know that I did hear that there is going to be a game on Friday. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, guys, that's basically all that's been going on. It was obviously a very short episode today, just because there's not too much to talk about today. It's mainly gonna be a lot of playoff basketball from now on until obviously the everything in the NFL starts picking up. It should start picking up here next week, because the draft's literally the week after that, and that's usually when things really, really, really start picking up. Let me see here. I'm just on the NFL page right now, just seeing if there's anything else that I should talk to you guys about real quick before I sign out. Oh, but what's the one thing I was thinking about too that nobody's really talking about? That actually just kind of popped in my head today. Remember how I was saying that nobody's really talking about Stetson Bennett, the back-to-back national champion quarterback for Georgia? I was sitting here thinking, I was like, man, who actually still needs a quarterback? They drafted one last year, but I mean, this dude runs Georgia, bro. Like, he really does. And so I was just thinking, I was like, man, what happens if Stetson Bennett gets drafted to the to the Falcons? I feel like that'd be dope. I mean, like I said, he runs Georgia. So I mean, it'd be really cool to see that quarterback go there. But I said, still not seeing really anything. Steelers release linebacker, Raiders waive punter. Nothing crazy, boys. Oh damn, we had the Browns defensive tackle Winfrey. He got arrested for a misdemeanor assault. Man, guys, who the hell's trying to mess with the freaking defensive tackle? Way, you wildin'. It looks like Jeffrey Simmons, the D tackle for the Titans, got signed to a big deal. Grady Jarrett saying the Falcons are going to be a really strong defensive team. They were last year. And I mean, they just added Okuda, by the way. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. It's honestly basically it. There's some rumbles going around saying that Terrence Crawford and Spence finalized their deal. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. I'm not gonna believe it till like I see them actually start working and start seeing those embedded those blogs that they do for them when the fight's coming up. I definitely will start believing once I start seeing that. But yeah, you got Gervonta and King Ryan going at it here. Gervonta Tank Davis, not this weekend, but next weekend. So, be in tune to watch those things, man. They already got the all accesses out right now. They're really cool to watch. I mean, it's just really cool to see both of them. I mean, the last episode I watched, it was a very, very, very candy oriented episode, man. I mean, these fools good. I mean, they like their candy, dog. No manches, bro. But it is what it is, man. I mean, they'd be doing anything any of us would be doing, right? I mean, we're all gonna get all those kind of munchies too, if we could. I mean, that's a good time, man. You gotta live, man. But yeah, that's all that's going on today, guys. I just want to do a quick little podcast on the playing games. Probably will do one again tomorrow for the games that are going on today. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope every single one of you guys are having a good week. Keep on grinding. We're halfway there. It is Wednesday. You cannot lose on a Wednesday. So I hope every single one of you keep on having a great week. I love every single one of you. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.
There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life.